come here. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why your triceps are not growing. Well, not triceps in general, but why your arms are not growing. You ready for this? Maybe because you're not training hard enough. Or maybe you think you're training hard enough, but you don't do them too often. Or you only do triceps on your chest days and you do biceps on your back days. And you don't have separate arm days. So, as a natural bodybuilder, I know because I know what worked for me and what didn't. I was chasing for a pump for a long time. After I was done with my chest workouts, I was just ripping out triceps just to get that pump, and I was feeling good. Same thing with biceps when I do back. It's like having a boner, you know? You get hard, you wish you can stay that hard, but you won't. It's not growing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same principle. Another thing is you're also not drinking pomegranate juice, which can increase blood flow to your muscles. Well, not only to your muscles, but you know what I'm talking about. For that too. Very nice. All right. So there is specifically certain exercise that you can do to really maximize your arm growth. But before we get into an arm workout, there's one very important thing we have to keep in mind, which I haven't done from the beginning since I started working out. I wish I did. I knew about it. I just never did it. And that is tracking your program. Now, one thing you can do is, which I did, you just memorize what you did for a certain amount of reps. It worked for a bench press. It's hard to not to track a bench press. Like if you do 225 for 10 reps or so, then 15, you'll know, and then you just increase the weight, whatever. But when you do it for like small muscle parts, such as arms, you don't really keep a track how many push downs you do. So you don't really train as progressive overload. So as we all know, unless you're on testosterone on any type of SARMs or so, you have to build your muscle from progressive overload. Well, progressive overload, you also have to get the pump in there too. So I do both. We'll dive into that later. Maybe even in a different video, depends how this goes. But going back to progressive overload, if you're doing overhead triceps for 10 reps, right? I'm gonna put in a screenshot. I'm gonna put in a screenshot, maybe, if I can get into the editing, well, how I track my things. But anyways, I started off with 60 pounds and I was only able to do it for 10 reps. And until I got that 60 pounds to 12, 13, 14 reps comfortably for 3 sets, I didn't increase the weights. And after 60, then I went to 70, from 70 to 80, and from 80 to 90, which I did 90 pounds for 10 reps, exactly 10 reps. And that was a struggle. I really struggled on that shit. Hold on. Now, another thing is, progressive overload is good. You're doing 10 reps, which is considered heavy. But sometimes, if you're doing arms on a separate days and you're doing chest, for example, on the chest days, when you're doing triceps, go lighter. You don't have to get that 10 reps. Get 15, even 20. On the chest days, chase after the pump, that's okay. Get that blood flow. Don't let your muscles just kind of like rely on just doing that 10 reps repetition every time. So non-arm days, it's okay to go for a pump, but on the arm days, you really have to concentrate on a progressive overload. You always have to try to do better, harder than last time, like the Greg Doucette would say. Same thing with biceps, okay? You can go lighter on back days at the end. You can just pump it out, get the pump. But when it comes to actual arm days, you really have to concentrate for the progressive overload, son. All right. Another thing is I really want to talk about is eccentric movements and actually concentrating. Because as we know, muscle fibers, once you understand like a little bit of it, now you don't have to know you don't have to be the science bro behind it, but once you understand the fact that muscles stretch and contract at the same time, not same time, but like, you know, exercising. For example, for triceps, when you're doing overhead triceps, what are you doing? You're stretching the muscle, right? So that's great, but you also have to include some type of pressing, like JM press or tricep push downs. Now, which one you pick from French press to JM press or close grip bench press or whatever, or tricep push downs, that's totally up to you. I'm a strong believer, if you like something, stick to that. There are certain people that like to do overhead triceps with heavy dumbbells. You just grab like one dumbbell and do it that way. I'm not a big fan because it really I've tried it. It really damages my shoulders and I can't really progressive overload on that thing. So I'm just doing rope, and that's great. I have no problems whatsoever. So just stick to the exercise that you really like and just do that. I think I like making these like short videos, you know? It's only like 7 minutes or so. You can listen to this like a short podcast, you know, like when they break down certain things. I literally just talked about great example of how to get big arms in 7 minutes without cutting off too much. Ain't that great? Listen to this in your car. Also, I would really appreciate if you guys would subscribe to this, and that way I can just continue and grow and provide more wonderful videos of my knowledge of shit, how 10 years of experience of working out. Ain't that crazy? But anyways, peace out.
We forgot to press record, bro.
Oh!
You didn't press the record.